All right, episode 5 of season 3 of The Mandalorian is here. What is good, y'all? My name is Anthony Salic. Welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, please be sure to hit the subscribe button. All right, so we got a little bit to talk about. I figure I'd make this review nice and easy. So the episode starts off where we last left off, in which we sort of try to bounce back with the planet of Navarro, and we end up finding out that as we all know, we end up finding out that Carl Weathers is now in charge of the planet, and then we ultimately find out that the planet ends up getting invaded by the pirates that we saw in the first episode of this season, which had the king pirate or the pirate leader who kind of looked like Swamp Thing. He was pretty cool. So we continue with that episode, and we end up finding out that the pirates end up invading the land, in which they pretty much take it over. And it's sort of, this episode is sort of a fight between the pirates and between the people of Mandalore, or Navarro, I mean, in which they're trying to reclaim their place. So we end up getting that. We end up following a rebel person who pretty much gets the distress call. He ends up going to where the Mandalorians are in their extracted planet. He goes, tells Din about it. He's like, "Hey, your friend's over here needing help. You gotta go help him. I'm only here to tell you that." So they go, and the episode is pretty much a big fight between the Mandalorians and the pirates. It's really well done. I got a lot of there was a lot of fights in this scenes, more specifically between the people of Mandalore and the people of the pirates that we saw. And it was really cool. I really did enjoy it. Actually, now that I forget, before I forget, at the beginning of the episode, they actually showed off a cool cameo when the rebel was talking, or when the rebel first received the emergency signal from Carl Weathers. You actually get a cool cameo from Zeb from Rebels, and he looks awesome. It's been so long since I seen Rebels, and I kind of forgot how the ending was. All I know is that was that who was the main character of Rebels? Was it Ezra? I think his name was Ezra. He got like stuck, and then Ahsoka went to go find him and stuff like that. I remember like very little bit about Rebels, but I also remember that Zeb was a part of the crew, and I remember that he was voiced by Steve Blum, and then Steve Blum actually does do the voice in this episode. So it was really cool to see how sort of they try to interconnect the different shows. You know, like we've seen this before with the Clone Wars, we've seen this before with Rebels, we've seen this before with other characters who have been a part of the prequels, and now the original trilogy. It's really cool, a nice little cameo. And going back to the actual main episode, it's pretty much a fight between the Mandalorians and the pirates, and it's really well done. I mean, I can't really say too much in terms of like story wise. It's a big fight between two different groups. But in the end, now the ending actually has some things that I'm predicting, so we're gonna get into that in a second. But basically, during the episode, Din has to sort of convince the other Mandalorians to partake in the battles, and if they do succeed, they end up getting rewarded with a chunk of land from the planet, so that they can actually live on a safe planet instead of a exiled planet that has big ass creatures eating their people. So they end up going fighting. They end up winning and destroying all pretty much the main pirates. Actually, one of them ends up escaping. I forgot what his name was. Vane, I think it was. And he ends up escaping, so that could be a plot line that they save on for later on in the season or the series. And they had that moment. So then afterwards, you pretty much have the reclaiming of Navarro. They end up reclaiming the land, and Carl Weathers goes through with his plan. He ends up giving the Mandalorians a piece of land, and we get to the ending. Now, the ending was really interesting because I think that it does one of two things. So the first thing is that Bo-Katan ends up goes to meet up with the Armorer, and I finally figured out her name. Her name is the Armorer, and basically to sort of simplify it, because Bo-Katan had lived in both ways of the Mandalorian, those who lived the way of the creed and those who do not. She's basically lived both sides of the same coin. And because of that, and not just that, because she also seen a very alive mythosaur, that the armorer then declares her sort of to be the leader of the person who's going to be able to restore Mandalore. Because that's been the topic of debate for the entire season, is sort of what's going to be happening with Mandalore. Are they actually going to go reclaim it? Is Bo-Katan going to be the one to lead it? Because we know she wants to lead it so badly. But she basically convinces the armorer tells her to remove her helmet and to pretty much go tell the other Mandalorians that, hey, follow me and we can go reclaim Mandalore. So that seems to be what her motive is now. Now she's going to be sort of leading Din and everyone else to go reclaim Mandalore and to go find other exiled Mandalores. They also do bring that up. So there is a chance that potentially in the next episode they're going to be trying to find other Mandalores and try to reclaim that. Maybe we get to see other Mandalorians we haven't seen in a long time. Boba Fett. Well, Boba Fett isn't necessarily a Mandalore. He mostly wears the armor because of his father. So, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. But the next thing is we actually end up seeing the same rebel who got the Carl Weathers' distress call, and he ends up exploring this ship that got attacked. And he ends up finding out, and it gets revealed to us, that this was a ship that was transporting Moff Gideon to his trial, to where he was going to get trialed and get punished. But it ended up getting attacked, and Moff Gideon is nowhere to be found, and there's no dead body of his. And they discovered that there was a piece of Mandalorian Beskar armor on the ship. So they make the assumption that Mandalores are the ones who helped Moff Gideon escape, which is very interesting because it sort of leads to like, well, what Mandalore would want to help Moff Gideon? It's a really interesting question that ultimately we know that they're going to solve within the next 3 episodes. Speaking of that, we only have 3 episodes left. It's so funny. I forgot that this was only 8 episodes. I mean, it's been fun. It's been a little slow here and there, but it's had more ups than downs, which is overall good. But yeah, we only got 3 episodes, and I feel like we have so much left to cover. We sort of have the finding more Mandalores who are in exile. We got more sort of character developments with Din, Mando, the armorer, Bo-Katan, etc. We're going to see sort of how the episodes are going to lead to the reclaiming of Mandalore. I will say this. This is actually something I noticed. Is it just me, or is Grogu not really being used this much in this season? I don't know why, but I think that Mandalore or Din Djarin getting Grogu again, I felt like was kind of a mistake because he's not being utilized as much as I would like to be. He's not training. He's not really capable enough of talking and handling his own. He's just there just to be there, which is how he was during season 1 and season 2. But with those 2 seasons, he had a purpose. It was to find a Jedi. It was to find Luke Skywalker. Now it feels like Grogu is just there just to be cute Grogu. You feel me? But who knows? Maybe they got something in store for him. Hopefully we did get, I say that, I say all this stuff about Grogu. Yeah, we did just get a big episode where Almond Best just saved him. So who knows? But yeah, if I gotta rank this episode, 7.5 I think is solid. There was some bits of it where I was kind of out of it, but it was good. A good overall episode. Not my favorite, but I think that it was sort of a pivotal point, especially now that we only have 3 episodes left. But yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this review. We got 3 more episodes. It's been a blast. 3 more weeks of this stuff, and then we'll move on to whatever other projects come out. Anyways, my name is Anthony Salic. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all later. Peace.